This last section of Cosplay Dangers will be a pretty simple lesson, but still needs to be said. We will be discussing the financial dangers of cosplay. The two biggest financial dangers of cosplay are overspending and scams. Let's take a look at overspending. A lot of times, cosplayers overspend on one of two things. They spend too much money on their cosplay, or they spend too much money on merchandise at conventions. The best way to avoid overspending is to do the following. First, set aside a budget, both for your cosplay and for convention spending money. Money for hotels and food may also be a factor. After you set aside a budget for your cosplay, examine the photo of the character you're cosplaying and determine what you need to make. Sometimes you can leave out small pieces of a cosplay, such as a prop, to save money. Third, remember that secondhand stores are your best friend. A lot of times you can find a top, a skirt, or a dress at a thrift store or secondhand store such as Goodwill for cheap. It's very common for cosplayers to take an article of clothing and alter it instead of starting completely from scratch. Not only is it cheaper, but a lot of times it's easier too. A final note to combat overspending is to make sure that you set your budget a little higher than you're expecting for your cosplay to cost. It's very common for things to end up more expensive than what you have in mind. As for your convention spending money, stick to that budget as close as possible. It's very easy to talk yourself into buying more than you were planning to. An easy way to do that is to carry an allotted amount of cash at the convention per day and leave your card at home. Using a debit or credit card makes it way easier to buy stuff because you have access to all of your money and not just some. So leave the card at home and carry just enough cash for your merchandise and for emergencies. Finally, watch out for scams. There are a lot of websites that you can buy costumes, wigs, contacts, and props from, as well as many people out there who commission cosplay pieces. The best way to avoid scams is to do your research. Always check reviews of products, websites, and people before you buy from them. On the Cosplay Resource website, I will be including a section that goes more in depth about the websites that are good, bad, and so-so. This is the conclusion of our Cosplay Dangers video series. If this is the first video you watched, please go check out the other videos that we have available, including physical dangers, psychological dangers, and more. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helps.